Hello friends, Andrew Demeter here today with a home services chatbot template for you. So I'm going to click get started here, and while this bot is going through the onboarding, I want to tell you a little bit about it. So this template is ideal if you are a maid, a plumber, a painter, an electrician, whatever the case might be. This template is for you if you service clients at their homes. Obviously in the onboarding right here, we have some basic information, greets the user based on their first name, shows our brand logo, tells our brand story before giving users this option of services in the main menu. Now, again, to be clear, all of this is fully customizable. You can change the imagery, the copy, the order, etc. It's all up to you. Simple drag and drop stuff. Now, in the main menu here, again, in this case, it's specified for a plumber. So we have these options for calls to action. We have plumbing repair, water leak repair, drain cleaning, etc. Let's say that we have or need a plumbing repair. I'll click here to submit a request natively within Facebook Messenger. This is a terrific form of lead generation for plumbers or, again, whatever home service business you're running. First, it's going to ask the user to share their location. Obviously, this is super important for these home service-based businesses because if you get a potential lead, an unqualified one from, say, California, and your business only operates in Washington, D.C., obviously that's not too helpful, but we do have a way to manage that and monetize it, which I'll talk about here in just a second. So now that we've entered our location, it's going to prompt us for our phone number. I'll enter a fictitious one right here. And then it's going to ask us to confirm our location. So in this case, I'll say, yep, looks good. If it wasn't the correct location via GPS, of course, we could enter that free form and be all set to go. Now, finally, it's going to ask us for our preferred date and time to schedule the appointment. In this case, I'll say 7:55 a.m. on January 30th. We'll enter that, and now through this wholly frictionless and seamless process in Facebook Messenger, we've scheduled the appointment. It's easy for the user, and in the background, of course, all this lead data gets emailed to the plumbing company. Super simple for everyone involved, right? Next, let's go back to the main menu here for just a second, and I want to show you something that I coin as contextual lead forms. So say that it's just a really bad week for us in terms of plumbing. We can click here to submit a request for water leak repair. And once we do that, you'll notice this time it doesn't ask us for our location. It doesn't ask us for our phone number. It simply skips right ahead since it already has that data previously captured in the bot. And it'll just ask us to schedule the date and time, right? So let's say I want to schedule this for the next day at the same time, well, PM this time. And now it's going to echo that back to us in the bot. So obviously we can make a mental note of it, note that in our own schedule, and we're all good to go. So again, a super simple way to generate leads in the bot, but also a super effective one. So other things that I want to show you here. First, I want to show you what I mentioned or hinted at, which was this monetization referral system, right? So if I type in Arlington here, again, in this case, the plumbing company only services Washington, D.C. So say that somebody nearby in Arlington, Virginia, submits a request, and by the way, the user wouldn't actually type in this keyword, it's just for demonstrational purposes. Say that somebody in Arlington, Virginia comes into the bot, they want to schedule an appointment. Well, that's okay because on the business side of things, what we've set up is partnerships essentially with these nearby vendors, right? So if somebody in that qualified location for another vendor submits a request, we then refer them to that person, right? In this case, plumber A. So this is absolutely brilliant. Obviously, if you're more advanced, you can set up call tracking with this, also refer the leads directly to plumber A through email, and then you have a way to prove your worth essentially and get commissions based off of that. So again, not necessarily a chatbot thing, but a very, very smart business strategy among all of this. So other things that I want to show you, let's go back to the main menu here for a second, and I want to show you the customer reviews section that we have as well. Obviously, if you're a home service-based business, you really need to establish trust and credibility among your clients and then get referrals that way as well. It's just simple business. So in this case, obviously we have these testimonials essentially from past customers. I can click more reviews to sort of cycle through things here. And then of course, among all of this as well, we have the strategic call to action to request service right here while people are feeling good, feeling trustworthy of this plumbing company. So next on the list, I want to show you, if I type in review here, again, just for demonstrational purposes, this is what will happen also 7 days after the user schedules that appointment or 7 days after the appointment itself. So in that first example, I scheduled an appointment for January 30th. So on February 7th, I will then get this message that basically, again, is fully customizable, but will prompt the user, if they had a good experience, to share that review, whether it's on Google, Yelp, whatever the case might be. So it also also benefits us not only on Facebook Messenger, but also on these other sort of externally facing platforms as well. Now, the final things that I want to show you in this bot is the NLP, the natural language processing. Essentially, this is set up so that if the user has some sort of question that the bot can't answer through these buttons and menus, they can ask it free form and the bot will provide an immediate, instantaneous answer to that. So for example, I could say, what's your phone number? Obviously typing in extremely broken English just to show the power of this natural language processing. Obviously right here, we have a simple call to action button to call the plumbing company. Other examples, let's say, are you running any promos right now? And if I type that in, it's going to come back saying, hey, these are the current discounts that we have. If I want to sign up for texting and text marketing, essentially, I can do that as well. So obviously you can see the power of integrating with all these other services as well. So I'll enter my phone number again. In this case, it's not the contextual lead forms, simply because if we're opting somebody into a program, we want to be upfront and explicit about that instead of sort of doing it behind the scenes. So that's another example. For example, I could say, my toilet is clogged. What should I do? And once I do that, it's going to come back again with the timely call to action right here, which says, hey, we can help you unclog your toilet. Click here to submit a request, right? And then that puts them back on the flow, puts them back on that path to become a lead and eventually a sale, hopefully a lifelong customer. I'll show you just a couple more examples of this. Let's say, what areas do you cover, for example, to see what supported cities actually are within the service range. In this case, it says, Tysons, Bethesda, Washington, D.C., etc. So I think you guys get the point of this chatbot template. Again, extremely powerful for generating leads, but also for customer service. Just to recap the key features, you have this GPS location-based service range within the bot. If people are outside of that range, you can refer them to partners. Other things within the bot, obviously the NLP, there's about 10 of these frequently asked question intents built in. Other than that, you have the automatic review follow-up after the appointment to sort of boost your ratings on Google, Yelp, whatever the case might be. And then finally, you also have the contextual lead forms and the testimonials within the bot. So that's the overview of this home services chatbot template. If you have any other questions, be sure to let me know. Thanks for watching and take care.